Don't let them take no more of our freedoms from us every day. They want to come into our homes and take our guns and faith away. Oh, they're insane. Oh, they keep pushing their lies on us every way. If you come for my family, then there's gonna be hell to pay. These colors don't run, and neither do I. We come from a long line of fighting this fight. This flag's gonna fly when it's all said and done. These colors don't run. No, these colors don't run. These colors don't run.
Ticking time bomb, stop, drop, roll. Finger on the button, who's got control? Weaponize the news every time I scroll. Come for my guns, but I lock and load. Prime from my hands when I go cold. Pray to the Lord, but they want your soul. They gonna have problems if they come to my home. Till they get my message, I'ma say it slow. Scrolling through the news, anxiety, it starts to hit me. Bible by my pistol, pistol by my whiskey. Politicking just to trick me. If you want it, come and get me. But if you sliding through that door, it's a Sammy. Fight for the stripes, but the blood still dripping to the grave, all waving and the flag still whipping. They want my liberty, they won't strip it. They want my land, they won't get it. My grandfather's blue collar's dirty and frayed, cause he keeps rolling in his grave for what they did to this place.
These colors don't run, and neither do I. We come from a long line of fighting this fight. This flag's gonna fly when it's all said and done. These colors don't run. No, these colors don't run. These colors don't run.
Hey everyone, good to see ya. I tricked you. I made it on time. Hey Darlene, good to see ya. Love you. Dee, good to see you. Love ya. I was at work and I looked at the clock and it said 10. So I stopped and had a little prayer for you. I hope everything went well with your surgery. Because I know the chat family was praying for you too. Hope everything went good. And Gator Girl, good to see you. I'm expecting soon to hear some good news from you too about your apartment. And Tracy, been praying for you. I hope you're doing good. Been praying for all of our family. And Susan, I don't see you, but oh, there you are. Good to see you, Susan. Love ya. You're sneaking around. I seen where you had said hey earlier, but I didn't see you in chat. And then there you are. You just popped in. I hope y'all had a good day. Yeah, Susan's trying to be sneaky over here on the Rumble. She tricked me. She's trying to be sneaky. Oh, let me see. I had a pretty good day today. Worked. Came home. I put up Sky's hummingbird feeder. with her, and she played outside for a while, and then I came in. So it went good. We walked to check on Dad. He was in his recliner. He said he was taking it easy. So I said I just wanted to check on him before I went home for good. And we walked back home. Hey Priscilla, good to see ya. Love you. If you would, I'm gonna go over the prayer list that I can remember that we have. Gator Girl's a whole lot better at this than me, but I give it a try. A hard try. Remember Betty and Steve and their son Aaron, please. And D, he had his surgery today. Praying for a speedy recovery and that he's back on his feet, wide open again. And for Goldie, that when they decide that she needs surgery, that it goes smoothly too. And Dee's dad, keep him in your prayers always. And T, Darlene, Tracy, Bonnie, keep them in your prayers for their family and just for God to give them strength. And seeing both Cindy's and Mel, for God's arms to be wrapped around them too. Santa, that he stays safe and is doing well. Jared and Julius, for continued healing. And Chris, baby brother, remember him on the 6th. And as soon as we find a time, I would like for us, which I know Gator Girl would agree with me, because we're kind of the same mind think. But when we find out what time Chris's surgery starts, that we all, if we're able to, not if you're driving, pull off the side of the road. But we stop and pray for him right before he goes. That God guides the surgeon's hands like we did for Dee. And remember Carrie for his breathing. And Gator Girl, I'm expecting a good report soon on your apartment searching. God's got a plan for you. And remember Tina B, that God wraps his arms around her and comforts her and gives her strength for what she's facing. And if you would, say a little prayer for my dad. And I believe that is it, other than all of our chat family, because some people don't speak their prayer requests, but God knows. And that's why I say if God places someone on your heart, you stop and pray, because God knows all. All right. Just keep them in your prayers. And you know what? I love each and every one of y'all. Okay. Let's get to just a little bit of news. Some I didn't do last night. Like Lee Zeldin here. Wow. He let the committee know what he was talking about. So listen to Lee Zeldin here. Roast him. He didn't take no crap from the meeting or whatever you call it.
Hill, as the EPA chief Lee Zeldin clashes with Connecticut Democrat Rosa DeLauro over climate laws and the agency's budget proposal. This runs 3 minutes, but it's worth every second. Watch here.
The budget proposal reads like a climate change denier's manifesto. When
Blue-haired
climate
lefty.
change is flooding our streets, poisoning our air,
when do they have
driving
to
up
dye their
healthcare
hair?
and disaster costs, how can the EPA justify abandoning that duty to protect Americans to appease polluters under the false flag of economic growth?
Following the law, Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, where does it say anything about fighting global climate change? Loper Bright, Supreme Court case, you familiar with it?
No, I maybe others are. I'm not, but let me ask.
But that's really important. As a member of Congress, Loper Bright says that we as an agency don't have the authority to get creative if Section 202 of the Clean Air Act
No, but you don't have,
Preach it,
excuse me,
Lee.
you do
Tell
not
her-
have
tell
the
her about
right
it.
to
I was
say
actually
climate
answering your
change
questions.
does not exist, that it's a hoax, and that's where this administration
I
is
understand
coming
you're
from.
upset that you don't know what Loper Bright is. Do you know what the major
You know,
policies doctrine is?
I'm upset because
You know what the
this
major
is-
policies doctrine is?
know what, let me just
You're a
say this
member
to
of
you.
Congress. You should know.
Well, you have
See, he
moved
never
from
raises
someone who
his
defended
voice.
the environment to all of a sudden
Being very
making
defensive
a-
about not knowing the two biggest landmark Supreme Court cases of the last
and
year
you are
with
very,
regards to your
you are
question.
very defensive about
That's
changing
true,
your
Priscilla.
policy and your positions with regard to the environment. Now,
Okay.
you just
She
Do you
don't
want me
know
to
what
tell you
she's
what the two
talking
biggest
about.
No, I
Supreme
want
Court
you to
cases
tell
are of the
me.
last few years?
This is what I want you
Michigan
to tell
versus
me.
EPA,
Whoa.
West Virginia versus EPA.
You know, you're here because you need money from us. So halt for the second and wait for the questions and answer the questions.
Well, I
Watch
answered your
her.
question,
No, you
and you
didn't.
didn't like my answer because
did
you
not
don't know what
answer the
Loper Bright
question.
is,
She's
because
getting
you don't know what the
frisky.
major policies doctrine is,
Chairman.
because you're asking me,
question.
you're asking me about Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, and you don't
Oh,
read it.
Lee.
You don't know what it says.
Listen,
doing so
and
good.
what you want to do is to deny. You want
No,
to
I actually read the law. I do my homework.
really.
Yeah.
You're
You're
just
Democrats.
somebody who likes to have the
That's for
microphone
sure,
on. You know what I
Susan.
have to do? I read the law.
No,
I
Mr.
read the
Chairman,
Supreme
I
Court
don't have to listen
cases.
to this, and I would say
No,
that,
what you do for your constituents is actually read statute.
budget is at real risk.
Read
Let
your
me tell
Supreme
you,
Court.
This is the Appropriations Committee.
Oh,
you
you're
come
gonna-
here.
you care
and
about
you
science?
tell
Now
us-
you're threatening to defund it?
Oh my God! No, you don't fund
Because
science.
you don't know what Loper Bright
are
is,
climate
because you don't know what the
deniers.
major policies
You are
doctrine is. Your
climate
message
deniers.
to our folks at the EPA is that you want to
I don't
defund
have
us.
to listen to this BS.
The BS. You think I made up these cases?
Yeah, I think you have made up a whole
I made
lot of
I made
BS.
up Loper Bright. I made up West Virginia versus EPA. I made up Michigan versus EPA.
Woe is right. What are you doing? Why
Wait,
are you
whoa.
helping polluters?
We're not going to get any
To me,
very
she
far
looks
by
like the
talking on,
wicked witch of the West.
on top of each other so that no one can hear. If you ask a question, you have to give the witness an
I
opportunity
do not
to
have to
respond.
have the witness attack me.
Oh, Lord. I thought that was good. Oh, she got upset when he started giving her facts. That's one thing about the left. They don't like it when you hit them with the truth and with the facts. They go ballistic. It's like the evil just rises up in them and they can't handle it. They just flip out and start yelling and banging and lying and all of that. But I thought that one was good. Let's see. What else did I find? Oh, did y'all also hear that Trump appointed a new Surgeon General? Here it is.
Update, a Fox News alert for you. President Trump posting on his Truth Social account this, quote, "I am pleased to announce that I am nominating Dr. Nicole Saphier to be the next Surgeon General of the United States of America." Wow. Nicole is a star physician who has spent her career guiding women facing breast cancer through their diagnosis and treatment while tirelessly advocating to increase early cancer detection and prevention, while at the same time working with men and women on all other forms of cancer diagnoses and treatments. She is also an incredible communicator who makes complicated health issues more easily understood by all Americans. Dr. Nicole Saphier will do great things for our country and help make America healthy again. You probably heard me through that whole recitation grinning, as I am, because we love the doctor, and what an incredible honor. And that was my honor to read that breaking news on air. Congratulations, Dr. Saphier.
Priscilla, you're not the only one that doesn't have a cell phone. was like Gator Girl. Well, he can't get me, but I know he's watching over us. He would think it was funny. But Rain, y'all remember Rain in Blood? When I first called him, he had just a house phone. And you know, I don't like calling people unless I know they're not busy. And then his kids and his girlfriend too. I mean, I didn't want to interrupt their family time. And he would tell me, yeah, Jeannie don't mind you calling. Jeannie's like your sister like that. And I always tried to text it. And I never heard anything. And then Jeannie called me and said, I thought you was going to call. I said, well, I was, but I text to see if y'all was busy. And she says, you text what? And I said, the number that y'all give me. And come to find out, they only had a house phone, and I was trying to text a house number. And she busted out laughing, and she was telling Rain, and Rain was laughing. Even the kids was laughing. I was like, what? I give up. I'm done. So now, if anybody wants to get hold of me, they'll call me or text me first. I did. I text that number 1,000,000 times and did nothing go through. So I just said, well, they're watching a movie or something together. So I just went on my business. Okay. So they are a lot of people who just has a house phone and not a cell phone. I got a cell phone, but not no house phone. We got let me see what this one is. Oh, we got an update on Savannah. Remember the TPUSA reporter? Well, she finally got some indictments, which I don't think is they'll probably end up just getting probation or something. I think they should be more powerful, or that they're held more accountable for what they done to her. But here's an update on her.
About this story, the woman is at the center of it, Savannah Hernandez, TPA USA Frontlines reporter. Savannah, watching that interview I did with you again, it gets me mad. Like, I'm mad about this. These indictments are good, but in your view, do they go far enough?
You know, Laura, in past administrations, the FBI and DOJ completely ignored when journalists or Americans like myself were assaulted. So I am incredibly grateful that both the FBI and DOJ have prioritized this and have brought these charges swiftly. So, I mean, I'm grateful for that. And I really do hope that we see justice served, we see this case through, because left-wing violence has been a huge issue in this country for a long time. I'm not the first journalist this has happened to. I'm hopefully going to be the last. But, you know, this sets a very strong precedent and sends a very strong message to the left wing that under this FBI, they're not going to be able to attack people anymore. And that in itself, to me, means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is, I mean, you got to have like RICO charges. I mean, the groups that are organizing these things, they're doing it because they think they can commit assault with impunity. Because state and local officials, sometimes they're fine, but in Hennepin County, I guess, fifth-degree assault, the dad was charged with, and no one else got charged because of, quote, insufficient evidence, despite all the cameras that were there, including some of the video we were showing, Savannah. So I expect they're not going to really do any time here. I expect they're going to walk from this. I don't think this is near enough. I think there's got to be a roll-up of these groups, not to stop First Amendment protests, that's fine, but this coordinated attacks and intimidation of the First Amendment rights that you have. They have them too, but they don't have the right to do what they did to you.
Yeah, Laura, oftentimes these radical left-wing protesters utilize this, veil of protesting to go and violently attack people. But we know that this has been an issue for a long time. And like I said, I mean, I myself have been attacked. I have multiple friends who have been attacked very violently in this exact same way. So I do hope to see, again, a crackdown and an end to this radical left-wing violence, because it does need to be put to a stop. So, again, this is a good first step, but I hope to see this through, and I hope that justice is fully served and an important message is sent to the left wing that they are not going to get away with this anymore.
No, you're not going to do this with impunity. So good for the FBI. Savannah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I just hope they hold them more accountable. They shouldn't lay hands on nobody, and especially a reporter who's just reporting the truth, and they can't stand the truth being out. Alrighty, that's an update I found on her cases. Let me see. Then I got if y'all didn't know, the bill passed, but the BP and ICE wasn't funded in this. Johnson here is going to explain it to us. I don't know about it. I know Chip is pretty angry. When I was recording it, I got Chip in at the beginning of it.
You can play that game. So they're setting a precedent for how this is going to play out from now on. If we want to fund government by reconciliation, then we're welcome to do it. That's what Democrats are doing. Talk to Harry Reid about how the filibuster worked out for him on judges.
Chip, what's the message to those ICE agents who see this?
Afternoon, everybody. Despite unrelenting predictions from many of you today in the press that we would fail this week, we did exactly the opposite. I'm really glad to tell you that House Republicans pulled together and delivered some major pieces of legislation and huge priorities for the country in the last few days. Let me give you a couple of examples. We passed the Farm Bill, as you know, a major achievement, delivering real relief and certainty for our rural America and for all Americans. This is the first time Congress has done that since 2018. Been quite a while, but we got it done. We've also made certain that the House is going to be able to have an up or down vote on a date certain on the E15 issue, which is, is a big priority for a lot of our members here in the chamber. And most importantly of all the things we got done this week, we got the budget resolution passed. This is very, very important because that will ensure that border security and immigration enforcement will continue today and well into the future, despite Democrat attempts to reopen our borders and protect criminal illegal aliens from removal. The net result of passing our reconciliation bill is that ICE and CBP are funded for 3 years. Democrats got absolutely nothing for their political charade and shenanigans out of that. We repeatedly offered in good faith, I want to point out, remind everybody, to negotiate on funding these agencies. But ultimately, the sad and actually shocking truth is there's not a Democrat in the House or the Senate that believes border security and immigration enforcement should exist at all. By word and deed, Democrats have made clear their desire to defund both of those critical functions of our government. We also passed the FISA reauthorization to ensure that the administration is armed with the best possible intelligence to continue eliminating terrorists and defending our homeland. We pray that the Senate can now pass our FISA bill as quickly as possible, and they're deliberating over that right now. Now, I just want to say that sometimes the process around here is cumbersome. That's the way this works, but in spite of our razor-thin, historically small majority, House Republicans continue to deliver for the American people. We will continue to do that for the remainder of the year, and that is a large reason why we are going to win the midterms so that the grown-ups can stay in charge here. take a few questions.
Isn't this a solution on DHS that could have been passed days or weeks ago? Why did it take this long?
It couldn't, and here's why. You heard me trash the bill when it came over the first time because it literally was drafted in the middle of the night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning when they came up with the final language, and it was haphazardly drafted. And what it would do is, of course, orphan and leave out immigration enforcement and border patrol. If you might remember, in 2024, the #1 issue in the election was securing that border. House Republicans did it. The Trump administration, the president did that. And Democrats are upset about it. So they wanted to leave that out. They wanted to orphan these 2 critical agencies that are under the umbrella of Homeland Security. I remind everybody on the Hill all the time, the Department of Homeland Security is the 3rd largest department of the federal government. It has critical responsibilities. FEMA and the Secret Service and TSA and all these other agencies. But the Democrats said, we'll do some of that, but we're not going to fund border security and we're not going to fund immigration enforcement. That's absurd, and we threw a fit, and we had to. We held the Homeland bill, the underlying funding bill, because we had to ensure that they could not isolate and eliminate those 2 critical agencies. We are getting those done now. We passed the resolution first. That was critically important for us to do to ensure that we're going to protect the Homeland, even though Democrats are unwilling to do it. So now that that box is checked, we're allowed then to proceed and go through with the rest of it. This will relieve pressure from the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Mullen, who I've spoken to in the last couple of hours, will be greatly relieved. The President will, the administration will. We were not going to have lines at TSA. Everybody will get their paychecks now. We'll get moving forward. And then we will finish the work and finally get, again, for 3 years, with no crazy Democrat reforms, we will fund Border Patrol and immigration enforcement as soon as we return for the work session when that bill is finalized.
On FISA.
Who wants to hold their breath with me? I'll sit here and hold my breath until the other part passes. Y'all may be getting a notice that Tina's no longer with you. Let me see. Let's get some couple of funny things in. Enough of that bull crap. Here we go. Here we go with Scotty. We love Scotty. So here we go. And I'm not saying nothing on this one. Y'all see.
You know, tags don't expire down here. They just turn into a suggestion. We got folks driving around out here with tags that expired in 2021. If you ask them why they ain't renewed, they'll tell you because they ain't got pulled over yet. Like it's a game of hide and seek with the DMV. I saw a dude at the gas station. His tag said 2020. I said, man, how you still rolling around? He said, I rotate gas stations every 2 weeks so they don't catch on. Like the tag police is out there keeping a journal. And God forbid you bring up an inspection. Folks will be like, oh, that's for city people. We don't do that out here. Bro, your tailpipe is literally zip tied to your bumper. Some of y'all treat registration like it's a seasonal hobby. I'll get to it after hunting season. Sir, it's June. And meanwhile, your insurance card's printed off in black and white, folded in half, and stuck behind 5 Bojangles receipts and a church fan from your cousin's funeral in 2016. And some folks will tell you, well, the Lord knows my heart. Like, that's going to help you when the state trooper's got a ticket book in his hand.
I've done several of them. He's true until a state trooper pulls you over. You're good until that happens. Then the tickets start flying. I just can't remember them little stickers. Them little stickers to renew them. I seen that and I had to go to my car and look at my tag and make sure it was good. Alrighty. Here's the one that hey SL20, good to see ya. Here's the one that 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Each and every one of you. Hey, Bitbot, good to see ya. Love ya. Okay, now for our soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you for your service. Rest in peace.
Folded flags and memories, photographs and the rosary. She hangs her head as the choir sings, and she cries, and she cries, and she cries, and she cries. 'Cause her family was waiting at home and was praying for him to survive. That folded flag that she now owns, she holds it close tonight. Shots ring out, another angel cries. Open up the gates when he arrives. As he fell to the ground, there was no fear in his eyes. They'll bury him before they bury his bride. Yeah, this is for my people that are fighting.
Hey, Party Bonza, good to see ya. Love ya. SL, I can't remember. You'll find out I've got some timers. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. But hey there. Welcome. Love ya, brother. Okay. The next one is for the loves that has been stolen, our great Americans, lives that was stolen by the illegal immigrants.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? Yeah, 'cause here on earth it feels
Yep, we got to keep trusting in God, trusting and believing. And I pray that God wraps his arms around each and every one of those family members. And SL, it is. It's deep. I mean, I think I would just about bet my house on it that everyone in chat has had a family member or a loved one go to heaven. Some of us, quite a few. But we have to trust and believe we'll see them soon, because they're not no more pain. All right. Now, it makes me think of my mom every time I hear it. Okay. I'm going to play the little video of King Charles while I set up the trivia of Nehemiah. I said it, SL20, Nehemiah. Might not be right, but I said it. So, I'm going to play it while I get the trivia.
Occasion, I cannot help noticing the readjustments to the East Wing, Mr. President. Following your visit
Cindy,
to Windsor Castle last year.
Love you.
And I'm sorry to say that we British,
Praying
of course,
for you
made our own
mail.
small attempt at real estate redevelopment of the White House in 1814. Anyway, I'm so glad we have an important opportunity at this critical time to renew those bonds of history and friendship between our nations and our peoples. 2.5 centuries ago, the United States of America was founded through an audacious and visionary act of self-determination. From the beginning, the American character has been defined by courage, tenacity, and the spirit of adventure. As the direct descendant of King George III, I know this is a nation that never gives up. And my family's history remains reflected in your maps, which read rather like our Christmas card list across the ages. North and South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and the cities of Charleston, a particular favorite of mine, obviously, Georgetown, and for that matter, Georgia, Annapolis, as you mentioned, and further favorites, Prince William County and Williamsburg. This said, our French friends can feel equally at home with a glance at a map. Indeed, you recently commented, Mr. President, that if it were not for the United States, European countries would be speaking German. Dare I say that if it wasn't for us, you'd be speaking French.
So I thought that was cute. I'm sorry it wouldn't play last night, but I fixed it. Thank you, BitBot, for sharing that, because I didn't see it come up. All right, here we go. Here we go with the book of Nehemiah.
Quiz. Today, we're diving into the remarkable journey of Nehemiah, a man of courage, faith, and unwavering dedication. Through this 25-question quiz, we'll explore the challenges Nehemiah faced in rebuilding Jerusalem's walls, his profound leadership, and his commitment to restoring the faith of his people. Before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us share more enriching biblical content. We'd love to hear from you, so share your scores and thoughts in the comments below. Are you ready to embark on Nehemiah's journey of faith and resilience? Let's get started. Question 1. Who informed Nehemiah about the condition of Jerusalem and the remnant from captivity? A. Elijah. B. Nabal. C. Zadok. D. Hanani. You get 10 seconds.
Oh, me. Okay. I'm going to start with YouTube while Rumble gets their answer ready. I always want I'm going with D, but I want to call it Honey. That's what I was laughing at. Hey, Bitbot.
What the hell? What's going on?
Number D, I want to call it Honey.
Oh, just stop.
I can't help it. Okay, let's see. We got Darlene.
Okay.
Darlene with a D. Cindy with a D. Party Bunza with a D. Sky, stop it.
Is she making faces?
Yeah. Tracy with a D. I think that's it.
I think that's it. Okay. All right. Susan with a D. Jay Keeps with a B. Oh, I'm confused. Okay. Susan with a D. SL20 with a D. I think I picked D. Oh, there I go. I picked D. But Jay Keeps, I don't know. Are you picking D? No. Yes. No. Yes. B. Jay Keeps is going with B. Okay. 3 Ds, 1 B.
Okay.
I didn't study, Cindy. I was out working all day in the fun weather.
Okay. The answer is
That's D, Hanani. In Nehemiah chapter 1, verses 2-3, Hanani, Nehemiah's brother, brings news about Jerusalem's devastation and the suffering of the remnant. Hearing this, Nehemiah mourns, fasts, and prays for God's intervention. This news catalyzes Nehemiah's journey to rebuild Jerusalem, showcasing his deep concern for his people and his desire to restore their city. Question 2. Who was the king that Nehemiah served as his cupbearer? A. Artaxerxes. B. Solomon. C. Josiah. D. David. You get 10 seconds.
Okay, we got Gator Girl coming in hot with an A. Christopher with an A. Darlene with an A. Tracy with an A. And I'm going to pick A. Cindy with an A. Okay.
SL20 with an A. Susan with an A. Jay Keeps with an A. And I went with A as well. No Betty tonight?
No, she has to take care of family.
Okay.
No,
Chris.
I'm not, Christopher. Just stop now. I calm down. Okay, the answer is
Oh, shoot. What am I doing?
That's A. Artaxerxes. Nehemiah chapter 1 verse 11 reveals that Nehemiah served as cupbearer to King Artaxerxes of Persia. This position was one of trust, as he tasted the king's wine to ensure it wasn't poisoned. Nehemiah's relationship with the king would be crucial in gaining permission and support to rebuild Jerusalem's walls. Question 3. What request did Nehemiah make to King Artaxerxes? A. To pray for him. B. To offer sacrifices. C. To bury his mother. D. To go rebuild Jerusalem. You get 10 seconds.
let's see. Look at Gator Girl.
I'm with Gator.
Me too. Gator Girl coming in with a D. Christopher with a D. Tracy with a D. Darlene with a D. And Cindy with a D.
And straight D's on Rumble.
Okay.
I'm lazy.
The answer is, it's okay, you worked hard today. I told you you didn't have to.
We're good. Keep going.
Here we go.
That's D.
Oh,
To
crap.
go rebuild
Tracy.
Jerusalem. In Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 5, Nehemiah asks King Artaxerxes for permission to return to Jerusalem and rebuild
Broccoli.
it. The king grants his request, showing favor toward Nehemiah's mission. This event emphasizes God's sovereignty in moving the hearts of leaders and allowing his plans to be fulfilled through faithful servants.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Question 4. What did Sanballat and Tobiah do when they heard about Nehemiah's plan to rebuild? A. Praised God. B. Laughed at them. C. Hired spies. D. Helped
Tracy.
build. You get 10 seconds.
Oh. Look at Gator Girl. She's burning it up tonight. Gator Girl with a B. Tracy with a B. Christopher with a B. Darlene with a B. Cindy with a B. And with a B.
SL20 with a B. Jay Keeps with a B. Susan with a B. And I picked a B as well.
B's across the board. Where did Priscilla go?
She said she was going to run over to Meg's, but she'd be back.
Oh,
That's
okay.
B.
Oh,
Laughed
yeah.
at them.
Tonight's
In
Thursday.
Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 19, Sanballat and Tobiah
Probably where
mock
Party
and
Bonds is,
ridicule
too.
Nehemiah and the people's efforts to rebuild Jerusalem. Their scorn illustrates the opposition that often arises against God's work. Despite the derision, Nehemiah remained steadfast, trusting that God will enable them to complete the task. Question 5. What was the main task Nehemiah encouraged the people to rebuild? A. The temple. B. The city gates. C. A marketplace. D. The wall of Jerusalem. You get 10 seconds.
I'm going to get this wrong, but I think it's D.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going with. Oh, Christopher says an A. The temple. Gator Girl says D. Tracy with a D. Cindy, no clue, so D. And Christopher with a D.
All right. SL with a D. Jay Keeps with a D. Susan with a D. And I also picked D.
Okay, the answer is messing in a tree got my allergies acting up.
That's D, the wall of Jerusalem. In Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 17, Nehemiah urges the people to rebuild Jerusalem's wall to end their disgrace. Rebuilding the wall was essential for the protection and restoration of the city's honor. Nehemiah's leadership inspired the people, who responded with commitment, showcasing unity in God's mission. Ensure you stay connected with us by subscribing. You won't want to miss the awesome quizzes and content we have in store for you. Question 6. Who was the high priest during the rebuilding of the
Tracy.
wall?
Come on.
A. Aaron. B. Zadok. C. Eliashib. D. Caiaphas. You get 10 seconds.
Yay, Gator Girl. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't 100% sure. Gator Girl coming in hot with a C. Christopher with a C. Cindy with a Darlene with a C. Tracy with a C. And Cindy with a C.
Oh, SL with a C. Susan with a C. Jay Keeps with a C. And I'm with a learning C. It's all C's.
Alrighty. All C's across the board. Here we go. My nose is running.
That's C. Eliashib. Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 1 names Eliashib the high priest, who led his fellow priests in rebuilding the sheep gate. His involvement underscored the religious significance of the wall restoration and demonstrated the importance of spiritual leadership in communal endeavors. This event symbolizes the unity of religious and civic responsibilities. Question 7. What did half of Nehemiah's servants hold while the other half worked? A. Shields and weapons. B. Building tools. C. The gold. D. Food. You get 10 seconds.
Well, I'm thinking A would be the normal or the right thing to do.
Yeah. because they was protecting them. We got Gator Girl coming in hot with an A, Darlene with an A, Cindy with an A, and Christopher with an A.
SL20 with an A, Jake Keeps with an A, Susan with an A, and I also am picking A.
Okay. A's across.
That's A, shields and weapons. In Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 16, half of Nehemiah's men held weapons to protect the builders, reflecting the intense opposition they
You're
faced.
taking
This dual role of
Mountain Dew
guarding
that
and
was
building
stolen
demonstrates
from
the
me.
people's resolve and highlights the challenges in
You're
doing
being
God's work
complicit in it.
amidst adversity. Their vigilance illustrates the balance between faith and practical action. Question 8. Who did Nehemiah say would fight for the people? A. God. B. Angels. C. The Syrians. D. The Persian army. You get 10 seconds.
Gator
Oh, I
Girl
guess so.
coming in hot with an A. Which he fights for all his people. You are, Cindy. If you're taking Mountain Dew from Christopher, he's only got Mountain Dew because he stole it from me. Darlene coming in with an A. Cindy with an A.
Do you have any more reminders about not to steal videos you can quickly pay?
I'm scared I'll mess it up. I got some. He knows he's in the cool while this is going on.
Susan with an A, SL20 with an A, Jay Keeps with an A, and I also picked an A.
Okay. Straight A's.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That's A, God. Nehemiah assures the people that our God will fight for us, encouraging them to remain committed despite threats. Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 20. His faith in God's protection empowers them to continue their work with confidence. This statement shows Nehemiah's reliance on God's strength rather than human power. Question 9. What position was Nehemiah appointed to in Judah? A. Judge. B. Mayor. C. Priest. D. Governor. You get 10 seconds.
Well, if Chris was here, instead of getting his IV changed, he would say mayor.
Right.
But I'm going with Gator Girl with a D. Oh, Chris is going with a D. Darlene with a D. Tracy with a D. And Cindy coming in hot with a D.
And I have SL20 with a D, Jay Keeps with a D, I think, Susan with a D, and I also picked D.
Okay, the answer is
That's D, governor. In Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 14, Nehemiah is appointed
That's
as
okay,
governor of
Cindy.
Judah.
We all are.
As governor, he serves with integrity, refusing typical allowances for his position, choosing instead to lighten the people's burdens. His dedication to justice and compassion for the oppressed exemplify godly leadership, and he works tirelessly to rebuild Jerusalem, setting an example for all leaders. Question 10. Who sent a deceptive invitation to Nehemiah intending to harm him? A. Nathan and Gad. B. Sanballat and Geshem. C. Tobiah and Eliashib. D. Jehoiada and Benaiah. You get 10 seconds.
I'm not 100% sure, but I know that I've seen that Jasim Jasim name, so I'm gonna be and Gator and Chris went with a
On your head.
B, and Gator
Yes.
Girl went with a B.
Thanks, Gus.
Cindy with a B, Darlene with a B. Oh, Gus.
Yeah, he had sticks in his hair. What do you got sticking here? Thank you.
He's been working.
It's been in the woods where he's not supposed to be, right? You're a tick magnet. No. Sorry. SL20 B and C. Oh, he's going with a B. Jay Capes with a B, Susan with a B, and I'm in learning mode B. I heard the names like you, but I can't remember them, so we'll see the verse.
Okay. The answer is
That's B, Sanballat and Geshem. Sanballat and Geshem try to lure Nehemiah away from his work under false
There you go.
pretenses,
Sanballat.
intending to harm him. Nehemiah
Sanballat.
chapter 6, verse 2.
Sanballat.
However, Nehemiah perceives their plan and declines the invitation. His discernment and focus on
CSL,
God's
that's why I
mission
get
highlight the
confused.
importance of staying vigilant and not letting opposition distract from a godly
I can
purpose.
blame it on that guy here. Telling
Question
me
11.
different ways.
What did the enemies perceive when the wall was completed? A. It was of Satan. B. The Jews would rebel. C. It was of God. D. The Persians helped them. You get 10 seconds.
Cindy says A. Gator Girl says C. That's what I'm leaning towards. Cindy says C. Darlene says C. And Tracy coming in hot with a C.
And Chris.
Chris? Oh, C.
Not yet. SL20 with a C. Jay Keeps with C. Susan with C. And I also took C.
He may be busy getting his, still working on that.
There he is.
Yep. There he is. Chris with a C. The answer is boom chakalaka.
That's C. It was of God. In Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 16, once the wall is completed, surrounding enemies realize that this extraordinary accomplishment could only be done with the help of our God. This acknowledgement underscores God's power and faithfulness, as even opponents witness his involvement. The completed wall becomes a testament to God's support for his people. Question 12. Who was placed in charge of Jerusalem after the wall was rebuilt? A. Tobiah. B. Eliashib. C. Sanballat. D. Hanani and Hananiah. You get 10 seconds.
I'm going with D because I think I go with double names. So I'm going with D. Let's see. Cindy says D. Coming in hot. Gator Girl says D. Christopher says D. And Darlene says D.
Straight D's over on Rumble.
Okay. You guess, you swear? It's okay. We all do it every now and then. Here we go. We're learning. I just remember most of the answers. If it has a double name, is it?
That's D. Hanani and Hananiah. Nehemiah chapter 7, verse 2. Names: Hanani, Nehemiah's brother, and Hananiah, a man known for his integrity and fear of God as Jerusalem's leaders. Nehemiah chooses them for their faithfulness, showing the importance of selecting leaders with strong moral character. This decision reflects his commitment to appointing godly individuals who prioritize God's will over personal gain. Question 13. Who led the reading of the law to the people? A. Ezra. B. Hanani. C. Eliashib. D. Nehemiah. You get 10 seconds.
Ooh, look at Gator Girl. Gator Girl coming in hot with an A. Darlene with an A. Christopher with an A. Cindy with an okay. With an A. And I'm going with an A.
So 20 with an A. Jake keeps with an A. Susan has an A, and I also have an A. Trivia. We're doing trivia.
Okay. The answer is
That's A. Ezra. In Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 1 to 3, Ezra the priest reads the law to the assembled people, helping them understand God's commandments. This public reading marks a renewal of faith and a collective return to God's teachings, underscoring the importance of Scripture in the life of the community. Question 14. From what book did Ezra read to the people? A. Psalms. B. Proverbs. C. Chronicles. D. The Law of Moses. You get 10 seconds.
yeah, she may be on the phone with them. I'm going with a D. Gator Girl's coming in hot with a D. Christopher with a D. Gator Girl said be right back. Darlene with a D. Tracy says I'm here. Cindy with a D and Tracy with a D.
Yeah, I have a D. Jay keeps with a D. SL20 with a D. And Susan with a D.
Alrighty. The answer is.
That's D, the Law of Moses. In Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 1 to 3, Ezra reads from the Law of Moses, reviving the people's commitment to God's covenant. As they listen attentively, the reading becomes a powerful moment of renewal, emphasizing the value of God's word as a foundation for life and worship. The public reading reconnects the people to their heritage and faith. Question 15. Which Jewish festival did the people celebrate after hearing the law read by Ezra? A. Purim. B. Passover. C. Feast of Booths. D. Day of Atonement. You get 10 seconds.
See, I have never heard of this until I listened to it. I'm going with C, but I just don't know what that is. Maybe the verse will explain it to me. I've never heard of a Feast of Booths before. Never heard of it till I've heard it. Christopher with a B. Darlene with a C. Gator Girl with a C. Tracy with a C.
And SL20 with a C, Susan with a C, Jay Keeps with a C, and I also pick C.
And Cindy has no clue.
Learning mode C.
But I've never heard of the Feast of Booths before.
That's C, Feast of Booths. In Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 13 to 18, after Ezra read the law, the people realized they had neglected the Feast of Booths and joyfully celebrated it as prescribed. This festival reminded them of their ancestors' journey through the wilderness and symbolized God's provision. The revival of this feast signifies a renewed commitment to follow God's commands. Question 16. What did Nehemiah tell the people was their strength? A. The joy of the Lord. B. Their numbers. C. Their wealth. D. Their unity. You get 10 seconds.
Yeah, right?
Oh, Gator Girl coming in hot with an A. Cindy with an A. Darlene with an A. Christopher with an A. And I'm taking an A with Tracy. She's got an A.
Susan with an A, I think. Jay Keeps with an A. SL20 with an A. I also have A.
Okay. A's across.
That's A, the joy of the Lord. Nehemiah encourages the people by saying, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." This reminder lifts their spirits, urging them to find strength in God's presence rather than dwell on sorrow. The phrase emphasizes that true strength comes from a heart aligned with God's joy, providing resilience in life's challenges. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. Question 17. What did the people vow not to forsake? A. The king. B. The temple. C. Their wealth. D, their homeland. You get 10 seconds.
I'm going with Gator Girl with a B. Christopher with a B. Darlene with a B. Tracy with a B. And Cindy with a B.
Wait for them to come in. They're rolling in. All right. SL20 with a B. Susan with a B. Jay Keeps with a D. And I am picking B.
And Cindy is saying B. So here we go.
That's B, the temple. In Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 39, the people vow, "We will not neglect the house of our God." This renewed commitment to the temple reflects their dedication to maintaining worship and honoring God's presence among them. Their promise marks a renewed devotion to God, signaling a shift back toward faithfulness and communal worship after years of neglect. Question 18. Who was specifically brought to Jerusalem for the dedication celebration? A, the Persians. B, the Babylonians. C, the Levites. D, the Canaanites. You get 10 seconds.
I'm going with A. C with Gator Girl. Cindy's going with a D. Christopher with a C. Darlene with a C. Tracy coming in hot with a C.
They're coming in hot with a C. What did you pick?
C.
Oh, okay. Didn't think you took C. Sorry, because I'm taking C.
Oh, so you take C, so I should.
No, I was going to take C when I looked at it, but I thought you picked something different. And I was kind of,
No.
okay. All right. So
Cindy picked D and she says, uh-oh. We're
Well,
learning.
Jay Keeps with an A, SL20 with a C, Susan with a C, and I was taking a C.
Oh, I did? Really?
Yeah, see, thank you. Thanks, Gator. I thought
I did. Well. My bad.
Jay Keeps, I don't know. I'm still in learning mode. I didn't have a chance to read it today. So if the Persians were invited, they may have, I don't know. I'll have to see the verse. But anytime anything has to do with normally a dedication, especially if it has to do anything with the temple, the Levites are always going to be involved. So, okay.
That's what I
Jay
was
Keeps
thinking.
with the C.
I don't know why A come out because I listened to quite a bit about the Levites. That's why I picked or thought I picked the Levites, but.
Well, you did when I asked, so we're good. Jay Keeps with a C. Makes sense. Go ahead.
That's C, the Levites. Nehemiah chapter 12, verse 27 highlights that the Levites were brought from surrounding areas to lead worship at the dedication of Jerusalem's wall. Known for their role in temple service, the Levites' presence reinforces the sacred nature of the celebration, linking their joyful music and praise to the spiritual significance of the city's restoration. Question 19. What role did Nehemiah assign to the Levites regarding the walls of Jerusalem? A. Supervising trade. B. Guarding the city gates. C. Inspecting the city walls. D. Protecting the temple gates. You get 10 seconds.
I'm going with B before I say the wrong thing again. B.
No, you're good. You're good.
B. Gator Girl coming in hot with a B. Cindy says D. Christopher says B. Darlene says B. And Tracy says B. Yikes again.
Well, she's not alone. Okay, I guess she is alone. Jake. All right. SL20 with a B, Susan with a B, Jay Keeps with a B, and I also picked B. Straight B's.
Okay, here we go. Cindy, it's okay.
That's B. Guarding the city gates. In Nehemiah chapter 7, verse 1, Nehemiah appoints the Levites to guard the city gates after the wall was completed. The Levites' involvement in this task underscores the sacred nature of Jerusalem and the importance of securing the holy city. Nehemiah's appointment reflects his emphasis on both physical and spiritual protection. Question 20. Who was forbidden to enter the congregation according to the law of Moses? A. The Jebusites. B. The Egyptians. C. The Samaritans. D. The Ammonites and Moabites. You get 10 seconds.
There we go.
I'm going with D.
Right. Cindy, if I would have picked the last question, I would have picked the same as you, thinking because rationalizing the answer. So I would have got it wrong. But because I went in learning mode and followed the crowd.
Let's see. We got Gator Girl with a D. Darlene with a D. Christopher with a D. Cindy with a D. And Tracy coming in hot with a D.
Jay Keeps with a D. Susan with a D. SL with a D. And I'm in learning mode, but I again, like you, I think those are two pretty ranking enemies, I believe. So D is the right answer. Go for it.
Here
I'm mumbling.
Go.
That's D, the Ammonites and Moabites. In Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 1, the people read from the law that no Ammonite or Moabite should enter the assembly because of their opposition to Israel during the Exodus. This separation emphasized the need to remain distinct in their faith and commitments, protecting the people's covenant relationship with God.
Praying, Cindy, for your brother.
Stay with us
And your
until
whole
the end of the
family.
video
Amen.
to see how many Bible quiz questions you got right. Don't forget to note your score and share it with us in the comments section. Let's explore and learn more about the Bible with these fun and interesting questions. Question 21. Who did Nehemiah cast out of the room in the temple? A. Hanani. B. Geshem. C. Tobiah. D. Sanballat. You get 10 seconds.
Going with C. C. Gator Girls coming in hot with a C. Christopher with a C. Tracy with a C. Darlene with a C.
And why do I come here to learn? I know, Cindy, it does hurt.
At least smoke isn't coming out of your brain like it does with me.
SL20 with a C. Jay Keeps with a C. Susan with a C. And I also am taking C. I wonder if any of this was on the learning video.
It probably wasn't because
That's
it
C.
just skims over
Tobiah.
the major.
In Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 8,
But
Nehemiah discovers that Tobiah,
the one
an
that Gator
opponent of the
Girl
Jewish
showed.
people, had been given a room in the temple by Eliashib the priest. Nehemiah immediately throws Tobiah out and restores the temple's sanctity. This action reflects Nehemiah's commitment to purity and devotion to God, ensuring that his house
It is
remains
the top of the hour, by the way.
undefiled.
I just noticed.
Question 22. What did Nehemiah order to be done on the Sabbath? A. Work harder.
In the middle of something, I'm giving
B.
her a couple.
Close the city gates. C. Offer sacrifices. D. Celebrate with a feast. You get 10 seconds.
Alrighty. I'm going with a B. Let's see. Gator Girl coming in hot with a B. Christopher with a B. Tracy with a B. Cindy with a B. And Darlene with a B. I'm going to do one more, Scott. Then you need to finish, okay? You got a test tomorrow.
Jay Keeps with a B. SL20 with a B. Susan with a B. And I also picked B.
Alrighty, let's see.
That's B. Close the city gates. In Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 19, Nehemiah commands that the city gates be shut on the Sabbath to prevent trade and work, enforcing the day's holiness. By protecting the Sabbath, Nehemiah seeks to uphold God's command and prevent the people from slipping into commercial activities that dishonor the day of rest. Question 23. What was the purpose of the tithe the people brought to the temple? A. To provide for the Levites. B. To support the king. C. To build a new wall. D. To buy land. You get 10 seconds.
Oh, that's A.
I'm going with Gator Girl. A. Positive. Christopher coming in hot with an A. Darlene with an big A. Tracy with an A. Cindy with an A.
I picked A. SL20 with an A. Jay Keeps with an A. And Susan with an A. That one sticks in my head. I remember that from reading.
Yay. Okay,
I know, it's real rare.
Final answer for tonight. And tomorrow night will be Esther. So be
SL20.
listening.
Tina has to get off with her daughter. He was saying he doesn't mind doing the last two. I'm sorry, we're closing, right?
I guess we can do them real quick.
All right.
Here we go. You lucky girl. SL saved you. She's watching her critters.
Oh.
That's A, to provide for the Levites. Nehemiah chapter 13, verses 10 to 12 emphasizes the importance of the tithe for supporting the Levites, who were dedicated to serving in the temple and did not have land of their own. Nehemiah ensures that the tithes are properly administered, showing his dedication to sustaining temple worship and honoring God's instructions. Question 24. Which gate did the priests rebuild and sanctify? A, the Valley Gate. B, the Fish Gate. C, the Sheep Gate. D, the Fountain Gate. You get 10 seconds.
I'm going with C. The little sheepy. Gator Girl with a C. Christopher with a C. Tracy with a C. Darlene coming in hot with a C. And Cindy with a C. The answer is, go say yours.
That's all right. We have straight C's over here too. We're good.
Here we go. Sheep. Cindy likes fish.
That's C, the Sheep Gate. Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 1 records that the priests rebuilt and sanctified the Sheep Gate, a gate used for bringing sheep to the temple sacrifices. By starting with this gate, the priests emphasized the importance of worship and purification, showing that the rebuilding project was not just physical, but also deeply spiritual. Question 25. What was Nehemiah's ultimate motivation for rebuilding Jerusalem's walls? A, to gain fame.
Nope.
B, to honor God. C, to avoid taxes. D, to protect his family.
We're definitely going with B.
You get 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm heading with this one. Gator Girl with a B. Cindy coming in hot with a B. Christopher with a B. Darlene with a B. And Tracy with a B. All B's.
Yep, I went with a B. SL20 with a B. Jay Keeps with a B. And what am I missing? Oh, and Susan with a B.
Okay. The answer is, for the last question, is... Okay, and then be telling you the critters are good night. Missy.
That's B, to honor God. Nehemiah's unwavering motivation throughout his mission was to honor God and restore Jerusalem as a symbol of God's presence and protection. His dedication to this goal, despite opposition and hardship, reflects a profound commitment to faith and reverence for God, inspiring the people to unite in worship and rebuild their identity as God's people. Oh, wow. Congratulations on completing this journey through the life and leadership of Nehemiah.
Thank you.
How did you do with these challenging questions?
We done good.
Whether you...
We done great.
All right. Well, I'm going to get off so you can say goodnight.
Okay. Good night. Love you.
Every time I say that, I lose my hearing. I'm a headphone. I don't get it. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Y'all have a blessed night. And remember, if God places someone on your heart or on your mind, stop and pray, because you never know what someone's going through. But God does, and He has the answer. So please remember the prayer requests, and each and every one in our chat family, Rumble, and YouTube. We're just a huge family. So keep each one in your prayers, and I will see y'all tomorrow with Esther. So read up on Esther, because Gator Girl hasn't showed us a video of it. So I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow night at 8:30. Okay, baby girl.
Every step I take, every stride I make, I look around, sometimes I feel alone. Think about this life I live, only so much time to give. I'm on the run into the unknown. The line I'm walking just straight, one outside to say it ain't fun. I'm not here to impress anyone. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. Head down since I left town, sorry for the letdown. Don't know the next time that I'll be around. When I ask myself why I do what I do, there's a couple reasons, yeah, I can count a few. To all the ones that are proud of me, to all the ones that doubted me, thanks for watching my dreams become reality. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. This road I'm on.